Here is some grain analysis of the key and Inspector Calls quote: "A man has to make his own way, has to look after himself." Act 1, Mr. Burling. So the first technique we'll look at is anaphora. Now, anaphora is just a repetition of a word or a phrase in different parts of the sentence. So we can see has to and has to is repeated both in the first bit of the sentence and the second bit. So what the anaphora does is it really reinforces and emphasizes Mr. Burling's rigid, individualistic ideology. Now, when I say rigid, it means it's not easily broken, easily changed. And when I say individualistic, it's all about the individual. So we can see here, Mr. Burling is very entrenched, so very stuck in this individualistic capitalist mindset and views. He believes that survival and success are purely personal endeavors, so something that you do on your own, and then it shouldn't be shared by the collective, which really feeds into the idea of capitalism, because capitalism is the idea that what one earns, one should keep for themselves and not share. So it really reinforces this individualistic capitalist notion. Just so you know as well, if you want more grain analysis like this for all the key themes, for example, for all the key characters like Miss Burling, I've already got it on the Light Up Hub. And the second technique we can look at is a metaphor. Now, a metaphor is saying something is something else. So it's not like or as, we're saying it actually is. So when he's saying a man has to make his own way, he doesn't mean literally like somebody walking down the street. He's using it more metaphorically to talk about success. So rather than like explicitly, so very obviously saying like a man has to be powerful or a man has to be rich, he's more implicit. So he's more subtle with what he's implying. So what he's really doing here, he's really romanticizing the idea on self-reliance. And when I say romanticize it, he makes it seem a lot better than it is. Saying that basically if everybody was individualistic, was self-reliant, not reliant on the government and others, the world would be a better place. And of course, this feeds into and would directly benefit him because everybody was self-reliant, then it means he can continue to exploit, so kind of use people's weaknesses against them, because he knows that nobody would be dependent on him and he could just use everybody how he sees fit and use everybody as a means to an end. And what I mean by that is he wouldn't treat people like individuals, as we see what he does with Eva Smith. He would treat them in a way that directly benefits him and which he can get the upper hand